Audacity is a free audio recorder and digital audio workstation, and as of Audacity version 3.2, now supports real-time effects processing. In this video, we'll cover how we can use a few different free plugins to get AutoTune and pitch correction effects for vocals in Audacity. To get started with AutoTune in Audacity, we need to download and install a few plugins. Audacity does not come with AutoTune included, so we rely on other developers' plugins to be able to use AutoTune in this software. The two AutoTune plugins we'll cover how to use in this video are GVST G-Snap AutoTune and Melda Audio Production M-Auto Pitch. First, check whether you're using a 64-bit or 32-bit version of Audacity by going to Help, About Audacity, and Build Information. We need to be able to download and install the corresponding plugin type for it to work. G-Snap can be downloaded from the GVST website. For G-Snap, we need to unzip the downloaded folder and drag and drop the plugin DLL file into our VST plugins folder. G-Snap can be placed in the C Program Files Audacity Plugins folder for Audacity to detect it. The M-Auto Pitch plugin instead requires an installer to run to install the entire M-Free Effects bundle on our system. Once these plugins are installed, launch Audacity to get started. If the plugins don't show up, we can go to the Plugin Manager under Effects and rescan for new plugins. In Audacity, we'll just start with a simple mono vocal track. This can be created by recording our vocals with a microphone or by importing a track to the project. The first AutoTune effect we'll demonstrate is the G-Snap AutoTune by GVST. The G-Snap plugin has three sections to work with to adjust the pitch. At the top, the detection section is involved in detecting the pitch the singer is hitting and what notes those are close to so they can be adjusted to the nearest note. The min and max frequency controls help G-Snap ignore frequencies outside the range that are expected for the vocal track and avoid false detection of notes. That way some very low-end or very high-end frequencies cannot alter the pitch detection. These may need to be adjusted slightly based on the singer and help increase the accuracy of the pitch detection. These settings will require a little bit of trial and error for each individual track you're using. The gate sets the minimum volume level that will be considered for pitch detection. Levels below this are ignored, that way the AutoTune plugin doesn't accidentally trigger when there's no vocals and it will ignore any noise. Last, we have the detection speed. A faster detection speed can pick up more rapid changes in pitch and notes, but comes at the cost of potentially accidentally falsely detecting note changes, which can mislead the AutoTune section to change the pitch when it shouldn't. The next section in G-Snap is for the pitch correction controls. G-Snap gives us the option to snap to selected notes or snap to a MIDI input. Since Audacity is strictly an audio editor and does not support MIDI, we must keep this effect set to snap to selected notes. We cannot use the snap to MIDI input option, and we also cannot use any of the MIDI tools at the bottom such as pitch bend, vibrato speed, and calibrate. The correction tools have the threshold, which tells us how much pitch surrounding a note will still allow us to correct to that note. In the default mode, 100 cents will allow us to cover the entire note spectrum, but if we use some different scales with wide gaps between the notes, we may need to increase the threshold to still allow all the notes to be corrected. Amount sets how much pitch correction is applied, and it's defaulted to 90%, meaning it may not snap the notes perfectly on pitch, but the advantage is that it can make it sound a little bit more natural. Attack and release are used to set how quickly a note jumps to pitch and returns to no pitch correction, with faster times causing a more artificial or robotic sounding pitch correction. The major addition to Audacity version 3.2 in September 2022 is that Audacity now supports applying and playing real-time effects plugins instead of having to apply them as a process like the GVST G-Snap AutoTune plugin. From Audacity, go to the Effects button on the left side of the track to start with real-time effects, then add a new effect and select M-Auto Pitch plugin. With it selected, we can click the plugin name to bring up the plugin window and start working with pitch correction. The tools we want to use are in the top left of the plugin, and we get controls for depth for the strength of the AutoTune and pitch correction, and speed, which can adjust how fast it jumps to new notes. If there's slower note changes in a song, having the speed set too quickly can cause the pitch correction to be too sensitive and the notes to jump around when it shouldn't. Having both the depth and speed increased to max can create a very robotic and artificial AutoTune sound, but they can be a lot more subtle when brought down. Down below, we can see the controls for the scale selection, and we can see a bar for note detection and pitch corrections below that. Since Audacity is only an audio editor and does not support MIDI, it has some limitations for applying AutoTune. Other digital audio workstations can send a MIDI signal from a MIDI track to the AutoTune plugin, and this can be used to program in what pitch the AutoTune locks to, especially if we see that it's falsely jumping to the wrong notes. We would set up the MIDI track so the output goes to the Audio Tracks AutoTune plugin, and then it would use this pitch instead of the auto pitch selection. Thanks for checking out this video on auto-tuning vocals with Audacity. If this video helped you out, don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon to get notified whenever a new video is released. You can also check the video description for links to social media accounts to stay up to date on all our new content.